When you've been filming for quite some time and realize that your microphone wasn't recording. Hey guys, it's Laura and welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video, it's another Thursday Thoughts because, well, it is Thursday. For those of you who may be new to my channel, welcome. I'm Laura. It's very nice to meet you, and I hope that you will click the subscribe button down below so that you can officially be subscribed to my channel and never miss out on any of my videos. It's right down there. It's just that button. You just use your finger, you click it. It's not a lot of work. I'm just saying. So for Thursday Thoughts, basically what it consists of is me posting a video, what I'm thinking at that exact moment. But today's video, I don't have anything in front of me. I'm kind of just talking from the heart and from the head. And it's all about our favorite friend on the face, acne. I'm sure you guys saw that from the title, but that's what we're talking about today. As much as I hate it, I would love if I could kind of give you guys some advice or help you with how I struggle with acne, talk to you guys about the things that helped me over the years and kind of how I dealt with it overall from the inside out. And I'm hoping that this video will just be helpful to you guys. So let's start back, way back when I was a young little tyke, probably around the age of, I don't know, 12, we're talking like middle school here. I had extremely bad acne. I don't think it was classified as cystic yet, just because A, I didn't go to a dermatologist that young, and B, that time of the month was just coming up, which was a grand old time. Now, at this time in my life, I had recently just moved 2 times. We had moved from Florida to Kansas City, and then from Kansas City to Chicago. So I was going through a lot in my life with that. I was like, moving away from all of my very best friends who I had grown up with and moving to a completely new town. I was starting middle school, so 6th grade. As most of you guys can remember or relate to, that's kind of an intense time in your life, in my opinion, especially for me because I didn't know anyone. I knew like 2 people because I had lived in that neighborhood for like a week, so I met some neighborhood kids that were going to the same school as me. But other than that, I was kind of just on my own, like needing to walk into this new school and be like, what's up? Don't know any of you guys. Hey. So I can only remember just like that 6th through 8th grade period being extremely intense, just with the fact of being so stressed, meeting new people. So I remember at that point, it was kind of when my dad and mom started realizing that it was an issue. It was something that wasn't just, like gonna be there for a couple months and then go away. It was definitely something that we needed to deal with. So I remember going on Proactive, if you guys remember that good old system, back when I was probably in 7th grade. And so, I did the lotion, the toner, the cleanser, all of that stuff, and I never once saw a huge difference. So maybe I can say that I wasn't the best with being on top of that schedule, and maybe that's why it didn't work. But overall, there were times that I would be like very diligent and get with the program and use it morning and night, and I still didn't see any results. So that was really frustrating. That was the first time that I was like, really trying something and wanting it to work, and it just wasn't working. So then the second thing that we tried was a product called Murad. Again, I didn't see many results with that either. It was just one of those things that it could have worked for everyone but me. It's just my specific skin type, what I was personally going through, my hormones inside. All of that was a factor, and I just don't think it was something that was going to work for me. So by the time I was in high school, I think that's when my dad really realized and decided, hey, maybe we should get her into like an actual dermatologist to hear from an esthetician and doctor what the deal is. So I remember freshman or sophomore year was my first time ever at a dermatologist office, and it was awesome because I really felt like they knew what they were talking about. They were able to really just like examine my skin, run some tests, and see what the real issue was. So I remember when I first went in, I was really nervous because, I don't know, I knew I had to take all my makeup off, and this was something that was such an insecurity to me at that time in my life, because from 6th to 8th grade, when I had some of my worst acne like ever, and once those subsided, it caused a lot of hyperpigmentation on my cheeks as well as scarring. And so once I made it to high school, I did have breakouts, and sometimes they would get severe, but it was never as bad as middle school. But middle school left like so many remnants of how bad my acne was that it almost looked like I had acne still, if that makes sense. So that was like the main reason I went into the dermatologist was I did want to get my acne completely under control, but I also wanted to deal with the hyperpigmentation and scarring. So once I went into the office, she just kind of checked over my skin, looked at it all, but she realized that I was gonna need a couple of procedures done, so I did do some laser treatments, which sounds really scary. It's not at all. As well as some skin peels, so where they actually like put a layer of, it's not acid. I'm bad with remembering the terms of all this. It's been too long. But it's just like this stuff that they put on your skin and it kind of tingles, but basically what it does is it gets really down deep into your epidermis and all the layers, and it really just helps from the like down deep, push it out and work with those layers, if that makes sense. And then while we were doing those treatments, I was also on like another 3-step program, but it was just another like proactive Murad type thing. There were a few results, I would say. I mean, again, it's been almost like 7 years. I really don't remember because I've tried so many different things, but all I know is that it wasn't 100% working. So then we had to go to the actual, taking a pill that was supposed to help from the inside and work its way out. So at this point, I was probably a sophomore or a junior in high school, and I started taking what's called doxycycline. They were prescribed by a doctor. They're for the use of acne treatments, and I tried those out. And all I remember is I always had a problem with them. So I stopped with the pills, kept up with some of the treatments, but end of the day, it just wasn't really getting me anywhere, and it was really frustrating. So once I got kind of into my senior year and then pretty much into college, that's when it was really time to just kind of take it into my own hands. My dad was still by my side and helping me with all of my decisions, because if you don't know, my dad and I are extremely close. I'm so close with my mom, but my dad, he's always like the researcher. Like, he researches everything. Sometimes till he's like blue in the face, and I'm like, Dad, it's okay. But once I got into college, I kind of told him, I've been reading a lot about Accutane. I just did the research and got with a really, really great dermatologist who helped me along with the process and figuring out if it was or was not the right choice for me. So I was probably a sophomore or junior in college, and it was the first time that I tried this specific dermatologist office. It was a brand new office. Now, she of course had to run tests, so she couldn't just look at my face and be like, oh, your acne is caused by this. So after a couple minutes of her kind of just talking to me, I did like a question and answer thing, and she kind of just looked over my skin overall. She decided that the best route to go would be Accutane. She just felt that after me telling her every single thing I had tried, it was really one of those things that was going to be a last resort. Like, if this didn't work, that's it. I was going to have acne forever. I was going to have to deal with it and just get over it and just have acne for the rest of my life. So I was really scared to learn that when you are on Accutane, you have to come in every single month and get your blood drawn. I was terrified. I hate needles, but as many of you guys may know, when it comes to your acne and when you're just so fed up and frustrated with the situation, you will pretty much do anything to get rid of your acne. Like, if some random man was on the street and was like, rub this dog poop on your face and I promise you it'll go away, that poop's going on my face. So I pretty much just sucked it up and said, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I've seen the before and afters. I've heard what great things this can do. I'm just going to have to deal with it. So once I was into the routine of actually remembering every single time I needed to take this pill for Accutane and, go in for my appointments and checkups and all of that, it became complete second nature because I actually had to be on it for 6 months, and then I believe she kept me on for 2 or 3 months longer. It was, the max time I believe is like 9 months. I think I was either on it for 8 or 9 months total. In the initial phase of Accutane, as it's kind of getting into your system and your body's getting used to it, you have the most horrible, dry spell. Like, your whole body is dry. Like, I will never forget my skin. It was just like, I couldn't even wear makeup. So good thing I went to an art school in college and it wasn't like this cool, university where I was in a sorority and needing to look all cute, because I did not wear makeup a lot of the time. I honestly just couldn't, because like all around my laugh lines, it was just like peeling. It was just, that's the whole point of Accutane. It just gets into your system, it dries things up, pretty much shuts down your oil production, which sounds extremely unhealthy, but that's what it does. It like shrinks your oil glands to the point of they can't produce oil to create acne, and that's pretty much how it works. So here I am with like Aquaphor, which is pretty much Vaseline, like slathered all over my face. I look like I'm like a burn patient, and it was hard. But the best part is I started to see results. I would say after like 4 months, I really honestly saw my skin begin to clear up. And then after like 5 months, it was pretty much where I was only having like 1 or 2 pimples, maybe like a week, not even. Like it was so spread out that I would be like, I don't even remember what it was like to have acne, which was the best feeling in the world. And for those of you who deal with acne, you can totally relate. So once I was nearing the end of my entire journey with Accutane, it was just such a good feeling to see that I had not had a breakout in months. I think they said that they wanted you to go at least 2 months without having a breakout at all. And that's when they really know that the product Accutane has really worked for you. So I hadn't had a breakout in a couple of months. The dryness subsided. I think the dry spell thing, that only lasted for a couple of months. So I'll never forget the day that I got to go in for like my final appointment. I was gonna have like, I think a month or 2 after this, I was gonna have to do like a follow-up appointment. But as far as like my final blood draw, the time where they're like, oh, okay, like you're good, I was so excited. But the best part was that I never really had breakouts after that. So now, here I am, like a year or 2 later, I can't remember how long it's been. I want to say 2 years off Accutane, and I like don't even have breakouts anymore, which is insane. So the hyperpigmentation on my face isn't bad at all. It used to be way worse. There's times, if I'll be out in the sun or things like that where I can really tell that like on my cheeks it gets kind of just bright red in the areas that I have like old marks. But other than that, I don't have breakouts, which is the best part of all, because I know now it's really just about like maintaining my skin and getting it better and healthier as far as the acne scarring and the hyperpigmentation goes. So by no means is my skin perfect or back to normal or whatever. It's just kind of where it is, and that's life. So I wanted to make this video to show you guys just kind of my journey, what I've gone through, and what really worked for me. But I think what I mainly wanted to tell you guys today is that no matter where your skin's at or how it looks, all that matters is how you personally feel. And what I want to encourage you guys, and it's back to the body image video I made, so if you guys haven't seen that, I'm linking it down below, so you should check it out. It's not about what your outer appearance is. So if you're going to school and people are teasing you or making fun of you or bullying you, all I want to encourage you is just to know that it's not the end of the world. I've had so many encounters with kids over the years of me dealing with acne that told me I was ugly and not pretty and I had gross skin and my skin looked like this, that, or the other. I can't even remember all the names that I got called when I had acne. But if I let that completely influence me and how I personally thought about myself, and if that's where I got a lot of my worth from, then I probably wouldn't be a very happy person and probably wouldn't have felt the need to make a channel like this to try and inspire and influence you guys. What may seem so big and so important in the moment you're in right now, it's not gonna be like that 3 years from now, even like 1 year from now. It will get better. It will be something that comes and passes just like anything else in life. It is a journey, and it is something that I understand is so hard and so frustrating, but I promise you it does get better. So I hope you guys have a great day or night, whatever it may be for you. I am going to be going out of town to Florida in just 3 days, or I guess 2 from when you're watching this, and I can't wait. I'm going to be vlogging every single day, but I think I'm going to wait and do like part 1 and part 2 again. I also have a couple of makeup and hair tutorials coming your way, So look for those. If you want to see more about me and what I'm up to in my day-to-day life, you can go over to @Forney for my Instagram. I'm on there 99% of the time. I'm always on Instagram, so go over there and check it out. And then also just Laura Forney for my Facebook page. Thank you guys again so much for watching. This has been another episode of Thursday Thoughts.